Hey friends, it is the month of December. Let's wrap up 2025 together. He's never going to have his cycle. He's never going to experience. And I like this book. I really love that book, but I'm interested to see. I ain't gonna say they drug for the family, but they were very fancy. But I will read this book, give it a chance and see. Kindle, I downloaded Very. So I have the first 3 books of those, which I do plan to read soon. 2025 was the best reading year that I had to date. My reading goal was 50 books this year. On Goodreads, I think I logged in 30 books. On Goodreads, my goal was 30 books, and I ended up reading 66 books. Storygraph, I had 56 books logged in, 18,605 pages read. The average days and time I spent on a book was 6 days. I read 29 emotional books, 19 dark books, 18 lighthearted books, 15 tense books, 13 mysterious books, 13 funny books. I read 98% fiction. 2% nonfiction. Rachel Hawkins, I read 4 of her books this year, which was The Villa, The Wife Upstairs, The Heiress, and Reckless Girls. Frida McFadden, I read 3 of her books this year. The Intruder, The Crash, The Tenant. Rebecca Serial, I read in 5 years, One Italian Summer. And I plan to read one more. Her book is called The Dinner List. Colleen Hoover, I read 2 of her books this year. Heart Bones, and Too Late. And I saw her movie Reminders of Him or Regretting You. I don't know which one. I read both of those books, but I watched her movie for that book. It was good. I liked it. Farrah Rashawn, I read 2 of her books, Pardon My Frenchie and Pugs and Kisses. 2025, my book reading goal was 30 books this year. On Goodreads, I read 66 books. Storygraph, I read 56 books. Somehow I don't log them all the way in for some reason. And if it's an auto book, I don't count that book either. I read 1,605 pages this year. Average book, it took me about 6 days to finish. I read 29 emotional books, 19 dark books, 18 lighthearted books, 15 tense books, 13 mysterious books, 13 funny books. 98% fiction is what I read this year, 2% nonfiction. I read 4 of Rachel Hawkins' books, The Villa, Reckless Girls, The Heiress, and The Wife Upstairs. I plan on reading The Storm when that comes out next year. She's doing a book tour. Hopefully I'll get some book friends to come with me to New Orleans on January 26th to see her and meet her in person. It's at 5 o'clock. So it's going to be pushing it for me, but I think I can kind of swing it and see Rachel Hawkins and do I have her books? I let my cousin's wife borrow those books, but hopefully I can get her to sign some of them, even though y'all know I couldn't care any less about a signed book. Anyways, I digress. I'll meet her. That'll be stuck in my brain when I meet her. I'm speaking it into 2026, January 26th. Rebecca Serial, I read in 5 years and One Italian Summer. I plan on reading The Dinner List by her. Frida McFadden, her book, I read The Crash, The Intruder, and The Tenant this year. 3 of her books. Colleen Hoover, Heart Bones, and Too Late. I plan on seeing Frida McFadden's book, The Housemaid, this Saturday with my book friends. Farrah Rashawn, I read 2 of her books, Pugs and Kisses and Pardon My Frenchie. Lori Gilmore, I read The Christmas Tree Farm and Pumpkin Spice Cafe. My other girl, I read Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, and now I'm in the middle of this one, Meant to Be. I should finish it tonight. And this is the second book I'm reading by this author. My star rating, I rated on Storygraph 47 reviews. The average review of my books was 3.68 stars. I had 15 4-star books. I had 9 5-star books, and then it goes downhill from there. So one of the 5-star books that I read this year was The Sign from Home, James, Matriarch, Instruction for Dancing, You Made a Fool of Me with Your Beauty, The Yellow Wife, Hold My Girl, The Paper Girls of Paris, 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna. And that's the 9 5-star books that I read this year. I'm not going to go over the 4-star books, but they was all great. I had a good year of reading 4 or 5-star books. And I'm a hard person to please. So I'm satisfied with saying I read 9 good books this year. I tried 3 in-person book clubs this year. I have my own book club, which y'all see me and my girls, we go, and it's growing. We started out with 1, 2, Rebecca, John, me, 4 ladies. Then we added a 5th, and now we have 2 new people. So it's 7 people and a possible 1 that's going to be in our in-person book club that I started when COVID happened, 2020. So we've been going pretty strong. And that book club, it goes like we're supposed to meet every 6 weeks, but sometimes we have a delay, somebody's birthday or somebody's traveling, and we got to move it around and do 5 weeks. For Christmas, they want to meet an extra time, so we did it in 4 weeks, which was like kind of tight because we read 2 books. And generally, you want to pick a book that you normally wouldn't gravitate towards. Say like if I picked, and it has to be a standalone book. We don't want any series books unless it's like the first one of that series, and it's not like you have to invest into it. So say like I picked this book, The Lives of Puppets. I want to pick something as my bonus book that's completely different. And that can be something diverse, something that is not like the author, something that's not like the same genre. So you're not reading the same type of tone in the books. So we do want to have like a diverse section of like picks and stuff whenever we do our book clubs. So that can be, say like this would be one of the books, and the bonus book would be something like this, One of Us Knows. And it's completely different authors. You have Alyssa Cole on this one, and then TJ Klune, this author. So you want different authors when you pick your book, different genres, so we can have options, because you don't want to read. One time, a member picked The Teacher by Frida McFadden, and then like The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I'm like, wait, that's pretty much the same book, just the same author, and it just kind of like fell flat. So that's why we go different, and you don't typecast yourself by reading something that you would normally gravitate towards when we pick our books. So it's been working. And also in the book club, you want to get something that is unique and different, to where you can go in like a color scheme of that book, or you can do like full on themed, and The Lives of Puppets, and you want to dress like a puppet or go to like a theater or something like that and have like your meal themed around your book. So that's been interesting with how you want to pick for our book club. And it's been going good. It's been going really, really well. So this is year 4. Next year will be year 5, because we started 2021, 2, 3, 4, 25. Next year will be the 5th year. And I want to do something real special for that 5th year, because it was hitting on the 4th year this year for some reason. But yeah, that's coming into 2026 on what we're doing with my in-person book club. So if you're in Louisiana, you're local, and Southeast Louisiana, we meet up between the North Shore, New Orleans, Ponchatoula. We've gone to Baton Rouge and that area. Like, it's all within an hour's drive. One of my friends is interested and she lives in Lafayette. So it's every 6 weeks. We don't meet every month, every 6 weeks. So that gives us enough time to read at least 2 books and read whatever we want to read on our own. Now, that's enough about the book club. Fable. I just started Fable this year. Whenever I started doing Booktube videos online, I started a Fable account. And I only have like 2 or 3 friends on Fable. And it's like 2 of my book club members and a random. Yeah. And I don't really know how to work it that good. But Fable, it gave me a lot of stats on my books. So on Fable, it said I read 65 books. My goal, because I logged in my classics that I read that I typically wouldn't count. See, like, I'm not going to do like a general review on Their Eyes Are Watching Guide because my opinion don't matter because this book is a classic. Like Jane Eyre and Frankenstein, those books are older than me. Like, I have no business criticizing that author, and she's passed and she's long gone. So that's just my perspective on that. We can talk about those books, but as far as me, like, oh no, it's a 1 or it's a 2 or it's a 5, like, they already passed that test already. So I really don't see the value of me giving my opinion about a classic book. But that's just me and my brain. I don't know. I don't even count those. Those are just adding information into me. And if I say, oh yeah, you definitely should read this book, or I should have read that book. So I digress. I don't want to get into pulling apart a classic book. Yeah. So that's that. So Fable, my goal was 50. And I said on Fable, it says I read 65 books. The average finish time for each one of those books for me was 4 days. 7 days faster than most readers, what it said on Fable. The longest streak that I had on Fable, logging in, pressing that I read today, was 38 days. My top genre was romance. I read 24 romance books, 24 more romance books than what I read last year. So I am a romance girl. Y'all see me reading Meant to Be and all these paperbacks and stuff. I'm soft, like I like to read romance. Romance was my number 1. I think thriller was my number 2. And those are my top genres. Most popular pick was, let me see. This book was read and entered in Fable 312,216 other Fable readers read this book. Better than the movies. And it's a yellow cover. I'll post it. And it was like, she was quoting like things from 90s movies and music and stuff like that. So it was a vibe. It wasn't bad. Better than the movies. The rarest read that I read that was in my Fable was A South Side Love Story. It's by Jessica Watkins with a W. She only had 74 people who have read her book on Fable. So South Side Love Story. That book was something. My friend Courtney recommended that book for me. The hottest take that I had on Fable was The Briar Club. And hottest take meaning like everybody rated that book like a 5 or 4. And I gave that book like a 1. And I was so offended by that book. Like, I don't know. It just like, it wasn't the best for me. The best book I read this year would have to be James. The criminally underrated book that I read, it was called One Night with the Duke. And I was just shocked that I liked that book. It was like a timepiece where they went back into like the Gilded Age time, and this lady, she was like getting one night done with the Duke. It was a romance, but it wasn't too smutty. It was just in that time she was doing things she wasn't supposed to be doing and sneaking around with this Duke, and it was good. I like that book. The most beautiful cover that I had, I gave it away already. It's called Where Wild Peaches Grow. On Fable, my average rating was 3.4. Romance was my number 1 genre that I read. Again, My longest reading streak was 38 days. I read 65 books on Fable. This year, I started a Booktube channel, and I am so grateful for this community. It's helped me a lot, and it's helping me get more comfortable with voicing what I'm very introverted, but speaking and delivering what I'm trying to say to people and processing my thoughts and stuff in the real world and standing up for myself too. Like I can get in a shell, y'all might not know, but Booktube this year, and it helped me not just to talk about books, but talk about things in life. Cause I'm quiet. I don't talk that much in person. Like I'll message you and I'll like support you and do your thing. I love concerts too. So I do go out. I'm not like totally shut off. I do a lot of things. Like I have my class reunion and I have family events that I do. But business wise, being like a public speaker, that is just not, it doesn't come naturally for me. So I did go to school for communication so I can speak and do PR. But this has helped me with getting these thoughts out about these books that I've been reading. I've only been on Booktube for 5 months, and I now have over 100 subscribers, and it's going well. I recently started a Bookstagram, but I also started a new business this year too. So I don't know how within the new year it's going to fold apart with my content, my Bookstagram, my Booktube, and doing social media content on Google Business and Yelp, Facebook, Instagram, my online presence for my marketing with my own company is going to be a challenge for me, but I think I'm up for it within the next year. And I started YouTube, not knowing the lighting, how I sound, how I look. I just was like, okay, I think I want to start doing something like that, because I'll read this book and finish in the middle of the night, and next thing you know, the book is out in space. I couldn't tell you what the book, who was in the book, or what was it about, or anything like that. So this community has really helped me with honing in my thoughts and clearing my mind. Once I put it out there, I can start something new and start like the next book. And also, you already know I know how to do a book haul and all the book things, and I just didn't document it, but it has gotten worse. So within the next year, again, I say I'm going on a book ban where I read the book and put money in my jar after I finish reading that book. And once I collect the money, then I can go and splurge on my next book. But I do have one book in mind that I want to read. The Drowning Woman. I think Colleen Hoover has a book coming out next year, and Rachel Hawkins has a book coming out next year. And y'all know those are two of my favorites. I'm waiting for those books to come out. I plan to go to an event in New Orleans on January 26th to see Rachel Hawkins. I couldn't care less about getting a book signed, but I might get a book signed by her. But y'all know I give those books away too. Like a crazy person, I will give the book away, gift that away. Yeah, these notes in my brain and stuff, it helps me put it out there for y'all to see. And if y'all read the book that I read, it's always great. I finished my book club book for this month. It was called Second Chance Christmas, but I'm going to post that after the meeting. I started this Meant to Be as a palette cleanser, and I'm halfway through. Woo! I'm using this as my bookmark. Even though I have all those bookmarks in there, I don't know. I'm crazy. It has a scratch and sniff, and it smells like peppermint. And it's been going well. This book is about this girl and her guy best friend. They like basically grew up together, and she gets to choose to go to a boarding school. And now she has a boyfriend that she done brought home for Christmas break. And it's young A. And that's my goal. Next year, I want to read more. So I read a lot of romance. I read a lot of thrillers. I read a lot of mystery, funny, all those different type of books. My goal for next year is to read more young adult books, and also to read more fantasy books. More fantasy, because I've been buying fantasy books because my mind wants me to read them and pick them up. But, fantasy takes a little bit longer to get into, and the books are typically a little bit thicker. So I'm not going so much for quantity next year. I'm going for quality next year. So I do have a lot of fantasy books that I want to read within 2026 and young adult, because y'all know I bought that young adult journal that I'm going to start renting those books out of the library, because they're young adult books that everyone should read. And that's going to be the wave and the vibe that I'm going towards next year. But I already naturally gravitate towards romance and thrillers. We know that. So that is my reading for next year. So y'all know I told y'all I bought 9 books from the book outlet with the special and everything November 7th, and I checked out and I've been waiting on the book and it never updated after it left. Like, you know, I had tracking on it and everything and it just vanished. It was just at a standstill. So I messaged and emailed the people and they were like, oh yeah, your books are definitely lost. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Anyways. So I was able to, I was able to recover 3 of the 9 books that they lost for me. And the first one, it is this one, The Soulmate Equation, because this is part 1 to a book that I have, and it's called The True Love Experience. So these 2 are going to be read next year, The Soulmate Equation. And I'm going to read more series books next year too, like 2 duologies and trilogies and those type of books too. This was one of the books that I ordered from outlet. It was a hardcover and I got it for $5. And y'all know how I am about them hardcovers. Some people don't like them, but I do. And it's going to be interesting. Like, it was on the Good Morning America book club pick. So who knows what that one in stores. And this one as well, it's called The Neverless. And I love the sprayed edges. I'm going to have to do some work to get this Target sticker off. And each one of these books was $5. So I did, since my book outlet books went lost, I'm going to show y'all my cart that I had, because they wrong for losing my books. But one of the books that was in my cart, it was the bonus book for my book club meeting that we're doing right now for Second Chance Romance. Oh, here it is right here. And it was this book. This was in my book haul. So these were in it. So I'm missing 5 books, right? Yeah. So these were part of my book haul. And I'm missing 5 books. One of the books was the Blood Mark and Bloodborne. So this was 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other one for this, 6. So I mean, I have 3 more books that were supposed to be in my haul. One was a Christmas book. And then the other 2 was, what was those books? Oh, it was a pretty book. It was a pink book. And it was called The Darkness Within Us. So that makes it 8. And then the last book that was missing in my haul, Holly Black. Yeah, it was this book. So I found this one at Ollie. So I kind of recovered my own haul from Book Outlet. And I'm only missing like 2 books. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm missing 2 books from that haul. And it's part 1 to this one because my book club member recommended this book to me. It came with a bookmark. And that's part of the fantasy series that I want to read for next year. And then the one, The Darkness Within. That's the only 2 books that I'm missing from that book outlet haul. Now, me, since I was mad about my books being lost, I went on and went to Pango and I bought the replacement of those books, and I bought these books too because I needed my cart to be at I think $30 to get free shipping and $5 off. So I ended up getting a proposal by Jasmine Guillory, Filthy Rich Vampires, and The Motherless Land. So that is it with my book haul for 2025. And I'm going to get to reading. Now, I do go on vacation December 24th. I know my birthday is on Wednesday, December 17th. But every year, I was known as the Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus. I do a lot for my family throughout the year. Christmas parties, buying the gifts for the niece and nephews, spending all this money. And I get stuck cleaning up, buying alcohol, not leaving with no gift, and all these things. So a few years ago, we decided to leave town for Christmas. So I work. December 24th until January 2nd, I'm out. So when I go on vacation, I kind of plan the books that I wanted to bring with me, but I may or may not bring these books, but I want to have these books read before 2026. Is it 6 before 2026? So I have Gingerbread Bakery, the Cinnabon Bookstore, and I don't know if I'm bringing all these books with me, but I might. I plan to. It's going to take up some of my space. We Ripped the World Apart, because y'all know I love that book that she had, Hold My Girl. So this is just like another one by that author, and she did me well with that other book, so I'm banking on this one. I bought this one from TJ Maxx, and it's a holiday book that I want to read to get introduced to Christina Lauren, because she had the Soulmate Equation and that other book, the True Love Experience. But I want to read this one first. It's like two friends that wrote a book. So these two. I read The Therapist this year, so I do want to read this one by B.A. Paris, and The Dinner List. So I'm in the process of deciding for the next book club. We're starting a new year, and it's going to set the tone for next year, and I want to pick a 5-star book for my turn to host, and then we'll go from there. This last time we have the newest member hosting the Christmas meeting, and we do have one more new person, but she's only been to 3 meetings. So after she's gone through a cycle of everyone else's meetings, she'll probably host last, like after she see how it's done. So I'm going to set the tone for our book club of 2026. And I already have the bonus book, which was my fall book that I got, The Favorites. And The Favorites, it's about that Olympia or ice skater or something like that. It was gifted to me. So The Favorites is going to be the bonus book, and maybe one of these books is going to be the main book that I plan to read with the girls. And our meeting in 6 weeks after the 21st will be on February the 6th. So that is all that I have for 2025. You may get some more content from me twice a week coming up in the next 2 weeks. I don't know about break or not. And I'll show y'all my vacation and where I'm going and how I'm reading and how I'm doing. And then after that, we'll regroup for 2026. Yep. So that is my statistics for this book journey 2025. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and message me in the comments. Like, what's y'all goals for 2026? Did y'all finish strong in 2025? What we doing differently 2026 than what we did this year? As a community, as a group, for the readers. Post let me see, an emoji, or tell me y'all book that y'all plan on starting the year out with in 2026. Yeah, but yep, that's pretty much all that I have. I'm finishing up Meant to Be, and then I'm going to read the bonus book by Alyssa Cole next. And go from there. I may pick up her other book. Depending on how this one goes, I have another book by Alyssa Cole. When no one is watching. So I do like to read in pairs and read together once I have something like that author. I did read The AI Boyfriend or something like that by her, which was different and unique. But that's all I got, you guys. Thank you guys for watching and supporting my channel and all the things and helping me on my journey with talking and getting to know y'all and y'all getting to know me and my crazy stories and my concerts. I take y'all to see Chris Brown, Beyonce, Brandy, Monica, all the people that I like. I don't know which concerts I'm going to next year, but this year I went to 5 concerts. So it was a lot, but I made it. I survived. Yeah. All right. Thank you.